Okay, everybody, we are back. This is our Musar ethic class. Today our topic is, can we learn, what can we learn from a burglar, from a thief? Is it possible? It's a wicked person. Can we learn from a wicked person? What's to learn from it? Stay away from these kind of people. Last time our topic was, we're still in the gate of joy. We said we've learned about how to trust God. And the more you trust Him, you'll feel Him around you. And the kindness will surround you. And we've learned that when kindness of God, the protection of God is surrounding you, He's protecting you even from things you don't see, you don't expect. Because you can only see maybe what's in front of you, and what's above, on the sides, under you, behind you. So if you want this kind of umbrella, this kind of protection, you should trust Hashem completely. Just tell Hashem, I'm in your hand, not just words. Live by it. How do you live by it? What to do? It's on a daily basis. It's the things that happens to us every day. Okay? And we're going to see a few examples, B'ezrat Hashem, today. Go ahead. We are at the very bottom, page 203. And trust is impossible without belief.
And trust is impossible without belief, as it is written in Tehillim 9:11. And those who know your name will trust in you. For those who know His great name and recognize His greatness and strength and believe in Him wholeheartedly, they can trust in Him. For trust and belief go together. If there is no belief, there is no trust. And if there is no trust, there is no belief. And belief is the apex of Torah, as it is written, Shemot 20, verse 2 to 3.
Okay, let's stop here for a second. It says that faith come before trust. Make sense to you?
No. Yeah.
Faith has to come before trust.
Right. So you need to believe first.
You trust on what?
You
have to know whom you're dealing with.
Right.
Who is above you.
Right.
So always faith comes before trust. This is a very important, it's a key to understand our topic. It says, V'yivtechu becha yodrei shemecha. Who trusted you? Those who knows you. You pray to whom? To the wall, to the tree, to the heaven. To what? You need to know that there's someone above you. He controlled this world. He created the world. He created you. And He's listening to you. He's your Father. Okay, so it starts with believing in God. By the way, what's going to be the case with someone that's just fulfill mitzvot? He does mitzvot, but he doesn't believe in God.
He still fulfills.
You ask, how is it possible? I'll give you an example. I know a few people.
When we receive the Torah, no?
Huh?
When we received the Torah, He said, we will do, and then we will listen.
Yeah, but they all believe. V'yaminu b'Hashem, Moshe Avlo, they believe in Hashem and in Moshe's servant. Faith was there, no problem.
Okay.
But you all probably know or have a friend that he says, he declared that he's atheist, he doesn't believe, but on the other hand, he's doing mitzvot, doing kindness. He helps people. They're wonderful people. They're very nice. They're very kind. They give charity. It's mitzvah. He respects his parents. But God, he doesn't believe. He doesn't pray to Him. He doesn't keep kosher. He doesn't do whatever. Even with non-Jews, he just do what makes sense to him. Don't steal. Don't kill. Respect your wife. Other people. Give charity. Help the needy. Fine. Okay. So, what will be the case with this guy? Is this guy will get Gan Eden, heaven, or hell, or Gehenna?
He gets rewarded for the mitzvot that he does.
So reward probably going to be here, not up there, and not Olam Haba.
Why do you think? Why will we get paid here and not there?
Because he doesn't believe in Hashem, so everything is times zero.
There's nothing waiting for him.
Done is... You read this book before? Right on the money. Bingo. So listen to this. B'ezrat Hashem will explain that. The idea here is as follows. You fulfill mitzvot, you don't believe in God. So reward you get if you get here in this world. There, credit zero. This is why you see many of them very successful, large companies, mansions, beautiful cars. They don't keep Torah and mitzvot. Someone that doesn't believe in God, because God is paying them here. And many of them get even a long life. Why? When are you going to pay them? Pay them here. So you got to give them take another 20 years. That's okay. But when they come to the eternal life, they lose everything. Okay? You can't get reward for something you don't believe in. It is the next world. It's when Hashem is. You're going to be under the wings of whom? Someone you didn't believe? You didn't trust, you didn't pray to, you didn't ask ever and ever? Anything? Influencing other people with your nonsense that there is no God and just live the day and live tomorrow. Let's eat today because tomorrow we'll die and all this nonsense. Everything just happens to be. There is no God. Nobody runs this world. No, people heard you, see the way you live, and someone even learned from you. Probably your children, family members, brothers, sisters, your wife. Who knows? It's a bad influence. You're going to pay for that too. Beside all the obligations you should fulfill and you didn't. Jews or non-Jews. Non-Jews mostly is mitzvot not to do. It's no problem. They have one mitzvah to keep. One mitzvah to keep. Believing in one God. That's it. All the rest, blasphemy, not the idolatry, don't kill, don't steal, courts, be order in the it's fine, it's easy. It's all not to do. But for Jews, whoa, have to keep the 613 mitzvot. Actually, it's not 613, right? Because many of the mitzvot we don't do. It's barely 25, 30 mitzvot today. That's it. Okay? So, you do your job, and they'll do their job. But believing in your Creator, by the way, not believing in God, I found it, and you probably would agree with me, very stupid. Very stupid. Very immature. And I tell you why these people saying they don't believe in God. Simply because they don't want to be bounded and with boundaries with laws that will limit them. If they say they're God, they have to agree that there's God, there's Creator, there's Torah, and have to follow it. Right. It's better to say there is no God. They think that makes their life easier because it doesn't make sense just logically. Forget emunah. I'm not talking about faith now. No faith, nothing. Just logic. There is God. Why? I'll give you one simple proof. Do you see this cup? Do you think this cup created itself? Big Bang, make a cup? Nothing, right? Someone has to create. There's a rule in the nature. If someone was created, someone created him. Who created this world? A creator. Nothing was created by itself. This is not sophisticated product. Look at the tree, vegetables, animals. This is much more sophisticated. Who created itself? Just thinking about that a little bit, you'll find out that for everything, every creature, there's a creation. There's a creator, I'm sorry. Okay? Why you want to say there is no God? It's already King Solomon talks about it. It says, Leta'ava yevakesh nifrat. 3 words, he explained it all. Leta'ava yevakesh nifrat. For his own desires, he wants to be separate. Because following God and his rules, it's limiting me. I don't like this. I like to be live like a free bird. I don't like limitations in life. Okay, you're gonna give. God has patience. You're gonna give you all. Thank you, Jesse, for your help. Okay, just grab a chair. So we said emunah, faith before trust. So if you have faith, right, and you complain,
you don't have faith.
It's a lack of emunah. It's a lack of faith. Because what you're saying, look, what's going on here? I don't think there's one, I'm just exaggerating it. Nobody runs this world. And if he runs the world, he's doing a lot of mistakes. Because why this and that happens to me? That's not fair. You're judging the judge. If it happens to you, it's for something, or whatever happens to you, it happens for a reason. For good things you did or for bad things? So, something didn't work the way you wanted. You need to sit down and calculate your ways, your actions. Something happened here. Why? The Talmud already told us, if you see things going the wrong way, not the way you planned, nevertheless, you're trying your hardest to be good with God, with other people. He says, אם אדם רואה שבאים עליו צרות וייסורים, יפשפש במעשיו. We need to examine thoroughly his own actions. What did I do wrong today? This morning? Oh, it was good. Maybe yesterday, the day before. If you really checked your ways and you were perfect, you couldn't find anything, any reason why these bad things are happening to you. There's another reason could be. It says, Yitle bebitul Torah. It's probably because you don't study Torah. You don't set a time to study Torah. You don't set a time to study Torah, there's no beracha in your actions. You don't set time to study Torah because you don't know Torah, you're doing a lot of sins. Shabbat, there's many halachot. You don't set a time to study Torah, you're breaking many halachot. People think that Shabbat, you just don't turn the light, don't drive, don't smoke, all the rest. There's Ilchot Borer separating, there's Ilchot Eruvin, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we dress up, the way we say brachot before and after. Shabbat, if you don't study the laws of Shabbat 2-3 times completely, thoroughly, you definitely break Shabbat. So, let's make efforts to do. So this is a tip the Talmud gave us. You want to know what's wrong? Check it out, check it out, check out. You dive into Hashem, you pray to Hashem so much. For years I'm praying for something, I don't get it. What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? I'm really trying, God knows that I'm trying. Well, something is wrong in the system, you got to change it. How to find out? Sit down with yourself and see what you do wrong. Consult. You know, I have sometimes people comes to me to consult. Everybody, this happened, what's wrong? Many times I can tell, I can see that they want to hear what they want to hear. If it fits to their agenda. If it doesn't fit, they don't want to change. I tell them what I think based on what they tell me and what the Torah has to say about it. Is that, okay. Sometimes I tell them, no, keep Shabbat, kosher, be strict with that. Okay. No, I thought because it was a dream. I said, okay, that's fine. You think you keep Shabbat, nothing, it's not do anything. And things just get worse, he just doesn't notice that. I tell him more than that, if things get very good for him, he should be very, very, very worried. Yeah. Because you're breaking the Torah that Hashem gave you, and you think Hashem is rewarding you? You know, like, remember I told you about the cow, that the farmers separate the cow on the side and give a lot of food, and the cow look at the friends and look at me, they're taking care of me, you suffer God, and they tell her, you're full, it's before the slaughtering, shechita, they're feeding you. You get the mansion, the big house, the money is before the slaughter. Why they chop you?
If this is the reason why Hashem gave us a free will to make choices. Now these choices have consequences. But even if we fulfill the mitzvah, if a human being doesn't fulfill the mitzvah, okay, but he makes good choices when it comes to other things, okay. All the rewards for the Torah and for the mitzvot are not in this earth; they're from the world to come. So how can anybody calculate and think?
I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying the mitzvah we do here, it's not for this world?
But the reward,
okay.
The reward is not. It's not in this world. It's in the
sachar, the reward, the main reward, right. Because there are some mitzvot that you do now, you still get reward here.
We get like a little taste of it only.
For example, honoring your parents, long life.
Okay, long life, yeah.
The elder, long life.
Mitzvot that
right. Giving charity, giving the myself.
Okay, we can't actually calculate and think because nothing happened wrong to me, yet the person that's not keeping a mitzvot, okay, how can he calculate that he's probably doing something, he made good choices on other things.
So you want to ask a question? What's the question?
Yeah, the question is then, How can a person calculate? How can we even say to a person, okay, listen, there's certain mitzvot that they're clear, like honor your father and your mother, right? But other than the other mitzvot, you don't really know what the reward is for it. So we're doing it based on just because it's a mitzvah.
Okay. So what's the question?
Okay. No, I was just saying that. I said that we made choices because we have a free will.
Okay. So one of the reasons Hashem didn't want to tell us the reward of the mitzvah, so you won't pick.
Right.
This mitzvah is two mitzvot, the hardest and the easiest, same reward, long life.
Yeah, you still don't change your free will. You still have the free will.
This is, I told you, emunah, faith in God. This is a key to get your share in the world to come. It's the key to believing God. It's a key for everything. Faith, start with faith. There is someone above you that you can talk, he's looking at you, he's listening to you. All the time, you've been ignoring him for a long time, but he still have a patience for you. How do you know? Because you're still here. You're still here. Sometimes this, relationship is going to end. And you have to bring with you your nedunya, your the action, the good deeds that you worked very hard all this life, or you didn't. Whatever you comes with, this is you. That's it. So according to the Kabbalah, you're preparing clothing to you. Okay, so you make a lot of mitzvot, you're going to have a big robe. Okay? You're going to have a nice suit. Some people will have shorts. Some people will come Shamayim, they walk around only with one sock. Maybe one head with that's it.
Only with their wings.
They're going to be naked.
Yeah.
Naked spiritually is very, very embarrassing. Everyone else it's called Haluka de Rabban. It's called Haluk. It's a term in Kabbalah that you're preparing your suit here. So you don't want to have missing buttons, or without a jacket, or just one sock. It's very embarrassing. You're going to put you where everybody has the one sock, and you don't want to be there. Right now, I said this last week, everybody that sits around this table and studying Torah, you are preparing you're adding more pieces to this suit. And all those who are listening to us and watching this, or will watch later on, because you're spending time in studying Torah, the wisdom, and strengthening your faith in God.
And
Okay?
I think some mitzvot also give you some protection, like some mitzvot.
Absolutely, that's what we said last night.
Also like a reward.
Right?
The protection here, and also
The only protection, good protection, is from God. And to get His attention and His protection, you have to follow His mitzvot and Torah. Stop living in imaginations that you can protect yourself, because you can't. The strongest people in the world failed. Okay? With just one germ, and they sleep for 2 weeks. They can move. Who beat them? A germ, that's something you can't see. Microscope needed. Goliath, he thought he lost to David. Okay, because one trusted God, the other one he didn't. Trust his own power, his own strength.
I have a question.
Right.
Why is it the reward system and the punishment system set up this way? In the
Show
way
me the
that
one.
if you do good deeds, the reward's only in something to come that you won't know when exactly it's going to happen, or what reward you're going to get.
Why not to get everything here?
And why? No, I'm saying why not to even why not like make it proportionate? Make it why isn't it like 50-50? Why is it only like 100% if somebody's doing they're doing bad and everything, but they're getting everything in this world and nothing in the other world? Why not give also, like I'm saying, give some reward here in this that's like the punishment, or like the reward that's given?
Well,
give more incentive to people, that way
right.
they can become.
Well, that's a good question.
More
That's a good question. Well, there is a reward here, same as there is punishment here. There is a reward here, as I mentioned before. For example, it has to be 50-50. It has to be balanced. This is how God created this world. There's balance, always balance. Oh, without it, the world will be destroyed on the physical and the spiritual. Now, many of the mitzvot, the mass majority, the reward is for the next time. Why? Because this world is too small to give you the reward. Okay? Now,
But
you get long life. It's a reward.
You can agree that it's much more difficult to kind of promise someone that you'll get something someday.
No, hold on. I hear where you come from. I'll explain to you. It's from Hashem kindness, from God kindness, that the punishments we get here, you see more punishment sometimes than the reward. Because we're bright, we're biased. But you want to be punished here. Yeah. To get it over with and clear your file. Because if you have to wait till next, they're very strict and the punishment will be sometimes for many, many years. So you want punishment here. That's number one. Number two, rewards, as I said before, this world is physical. The reward you get is spiritual, like your neshama. So in order to get more opportunities to get long life, you get long life so you can perform more mitzvot. But what we see is, this is people nature unfortunately, to see the bad. How many times you say to Hashem, thank you for what He gave you? Simple things, breathing, eating, driving, be able to work, get salary. You will always complain, why this happened to you or that happened to me. So you focus on the negative instead of the positive. But let me tell you, God ran this world perfectly. Nevertheless, there is, maybe I conclude, what time is it? There is an amazing Talmudic learning in the Masechet Tractate of Hagigah Tractate, page 4.2, second page. Talmud brings out a story with Bibi, not Bibi Netanyahu, Rabbi Bibi. Rabbi Bibi was such a great level, he was talking with the angel of death. Wow. One day the angel of death told him stories. And he said to him, one day I sent my messenger to bring neshama. Times come, so I told him, bring me Miriam, the hairdresser. So okay. So he came and he brought, instead of Miriam the hairdresser, he brought Miriam the kindergarten teacher. So look at the list. It says, what is this? You confused with a different name. So I didn't notice. Okay, I'm going to bring her back. He said, no, that's okay. She's already here. Keep her here. She's going to be part of the minyan of the metim. She's already here. So Rabbi Bibi was amazed. I said, what kind of nonsense is this? So you can decide who will die, who will live. Nobody runs the world. So he said to him, hold on, there is a specific verse in the Torah that says, Dor holech, the dor ba. You mean there is order. One generation comes, another generation goes. Two kings cannot rule under one crown. Even King David asked from Hashem, Hashem, I don't want people to desecrate the Shabbat for me, because Hashem told him I'm going to die on Shabbat. Yeah. Do it on Friday. Well, a little bit earlier. I said, no. Every time you're singing songs to me, every Torah learning, it's better for me than 1,000 sacrifices. You want me to make it earlier? Take your life. He says, you know what, Hashem, do me a favor, do it on Sunday. I can do it on Sunday, because your son's time came. Shlomo, there's exact times. There's order in this creation. So he says, how could you do it? So I tell him, there is a verse also says, Veyesh nispa belo mishpat. Sometimes Hashem takes someone without a trial. Wow. There's a permission to take without a trial. What does that mean? There is no mishpat, there is no trial, but there is justice. That's the Golden Levina explained. Because God is actually controlling is looking from a distance. I don't want to say distance, but people get it wrong, but He is looking over it. So he said to him, okay, so when Hashem brought her to this world, let's say she was supposed to live till the age of 80, and He took her when she was the age of 40. There's a 40 years missing in this world. and she's supposed to die at the age of 80, what are you going to do with her? So, okay, it's a good question. So Malach HaMavet, the angel of death, said to Rabbi, I'll tell you, for 40 years she is with me, hanging around. After 40 years, I release her to the angel called Duma, and he take care of her, whatever she needs to do, is doing it. Okay, what about the missing 40 years that in this world someone is missing, if everything is in order? He says, well, I have a permission to give it out to Talmid Chacham, scholars, that he is a lenient person, someone that let go, someone that is not strict, someone is mingle among his people and nice to them, is very kind. So I give this one 2 years, and this one 1 year, and one 5 years, 10 years. Someone get all the whole 40. So you can see we can get benefit out of it also. Okay, it's a very spiritual high level, and God is watching, don't worry about that.
What is 2 things?
So you could see that people sometimes will get reward. They don't know even why Hashem gave them or took from them. They will know. But he explained to her another thing. He says, you know why I was able to take her life? So he says to him, she used what happened to her that she 40 years he took her. It's the wrong address.
Right.
He says she took a stick, iron stick, and she was playing with the coals. Now, after a few minutes, it becomes hot at the edge, right? Come out. So what she did is probably something she grabbed between her legs or something, and it's a stick she used, and then she cleaned, and then she put it back here. When she put it back, she made a burn to her leg. At that minute, that second, when she made this burn, it says, Hurra mazala, her mazal went very much down, opens the window, and he took her neshama.
Wow.
I'm giving you I can't go through the whole system, that's the idea here. She probably did something unintentionally, but the Gaon Mevina says she was deserved. She deserved it, and they judge her instead of waiting till Rosh Hashanah or maybe Yom Kippur. At that moment, this is why one has to be very careful not to put himself in danger. There is no mitzvah to do bungee or hike in very dangerous places. There's a specific Talmudic teaching about it. As soon as you put yourself in danger, the Malach HaMavet is waiting for you. It's going to take you in the Shema.
I'll give them, because you're giving them the opportunity to.
Giving them a reason.
Yeah. No, the opportunity.
You can give opportunity, a chance to the Malach HaMavet, the angel of death, to take your neshama or to harm you in different way, either with actions or with words. For example, some people like to say for a child, if you don't eat it, the dog will eat you. According to the Kabbalah, says very bad, very wrong. Why? Because as soon as you say a dog will eat you, some says lion, some different one, you give permission to the Sitra Ahra, to the other force, with your words. Hashem, God, when He created the world, He gives power to the lips. He says the power of speech. You can create, you can destroy with your mouth. As soon as you did that, you open the window to the Sitra Ahra, the other force, to harm you. And they will definitely harm the child, either one that time, or they wait for him for another opportunity, they give you something very bad to him. Be careful even not to say, when you see your child or someone riding a bike or bicycle, don't ever tell them, don't do this because you're going to fall.
Oh, the cars are going to run you over.
You say you're going to fail, you already give permission, you're going to fail. What you need to do, if you do that, you might, don't do that so you won't fail. Don't do this so you won't something like, always use and come in a negative way. Say the word no in the sentence. Yes, there's power in the speech. You can bring upon you blessings or, God forbid, evil or curse. It's up to you, it's up to us. Okay. The topic of this class is what can we learn from a thief? And I didn't even get to it.
What can we learn from a thief? Go ahead.
What's that?
I have 5 more minutes? Okay. We learned that Emunah is a key. Emunah, faith, is a key to fulfilling the mitzvah. Look at the 10 commandments. What is the first commandment? It says, Anochi, I am Hashem, your God. This is a declaration. That's not a commandment. It is a commandment. It's a commandment to believe in Him. There is someone above you. There is, it's a specific, it's the first one. Believe in me, I am Hashem, your God. Anochi Hashem Elokecha. You should have no other gods over me. Right? Firstly, you need to understand and believe that there is a God above you. And everything starts from here, from this point. So, how you can, I mentioned before and Dan mentioned that too, how you can perform mitzvah, do mitzvah without believing Him. You're going to get a reward here. Over there, the Shema will cut off. Because definitely if you don't believe in God, there's no fear of heaven, and you do whatever you want. The key is fear of heaven. Nobody above you. I just do whatever I think is permissible or is
correct, moral.
Correct to do. Okay, I'll accept that. Okay. So, I don't know if you can use the word infidel, but someone that does not believe in God is considered a kofar. Yeah. Infidel, believing. Okay. Today nowadays there is some bad taste adding to this word.
You can say heathen. Heathen is
an unbeliever.
Okay. Next week, Bezrat Hashem, or next time, we will talk a little bit more about what can we learn from a thief, but I'm going to mention that a little bit.
Well, then a thief is a thief because he doesn't trust in God. He trusts in himself.
Okay, we'll go into it more into details, but the idea is the thief, the burglar, he's 100% sure that he will succeed with what he's doing. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it.
Right.
What we can learn from a thief. So you see, nevertheless,
Types of thieves too.
he believes in that. He's doing something extreme, something that doesn't make sense. You can get hurt or even can get killed.
Right.
But yet, because he believes that he will succeed, he will go for it. Otherwise he wouldn't do it. In the gate of the Simcha, it says, all the thieves and the burglars trust that they will succeed. Therefore, they go to the extreme and act and do whatever they do. What do you will learn from that? What you can learn from that? We can learn that everything, one of the things we can learn, if you believe in something and you're stubborn about it, you will succeed. The Golden Ravina already once says, the stubborn will succeed, for good or for bad. But if you're stubborn, you have a goal, you will succeed. If you break in the middle, you lost it. You lost it. It doesn't matter. You see, there's very successful thieves. There's very successful good people, because they're stubborn. You can learn from the thief and burglar's stubbornness. He's willing to risk himself to get what he wants.
So it's not necessarily that they're the thief.
The dedication of a thief. Right. Listen to Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu, he says to Esav, he said to him, Im Lavan Garti, I lived with Lavan, but Garti is the letters of Taryag, and Taryag means 613. He's like 10. The Midrash says, he's hinting to Esav, don't mess with me, because all these 22 years that was at Lavan's house, I fulfilled the entire Torah and Mitzvah. Remember the prophecy? I did it. Now the commentator asks, well, who cares? This is Esav. He's a murderer. Now you tell him, watch it, because I fulfilled Torah and Mitzvot. I learned Torah. Who cares? Going to give you a punch, a smacking. This guy, you talk to him with power. But Esav knew to evaluate with whom he is messing with, because he came from a family. It's a great neshama, don't get me wrong. Esav is a great neshama. And the Messianic days, the Rabbeinu Bachya said, if you didn't say it, I couldn't say it, that the one who will help the most to build the Beit HaMikdash will be Esav, the Christian world. Can you imagine that? The third. Now, it says in that Rashi, I lived at Lavan's house and I didn't learn from him. I didn't learn from his action and behavior. So the Fashion already asks, Yaakov says that he lived so many years at the house of Lavan, the wicked, and he didn't learn from him. Wow! What do you expect him to learn from him? You're Yaakov! God gave you prophecy, you're a prophet, you're very special. Abraham was saved from the furnace because he was supposed to bring you. Thanks to you, your neshama has to go through Abraham. Without you, Abraham wouldn't be saved. The Midrash said that. So what's the big deal? Why Yaakov said that? Nevertheless, I lived among this wicked person, I didn't learn. Nobody expects you to be wicked like him. Yaakov says he's upset that he didn't learn from Lavan, meaning Lavan was so dedicated. He was very tired. Instead of going to sleep, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, he went to sit down with his friend and drinking. He said, such a dedication, I should do that to Torah. I came very late from the field after work. Instead of that, I'm going to sleep. I should learn from Lavan the dedication toward the bad things to do the good things.
Interesting.
The evil inclination used to come to King David and tell him, why are you waking up? You're a king. It's too early. There's a later minyan. You have to judge people. You have to be fresh-minded. You have to be clear. You're a king. You got to sleep. All the kings sleep for long hours. So King David turns to the Yetzirah. It's all in the mind. The Bible says, what? Are you trying to prevent to go to the 6:30 minyan in young Israel? Forget it. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up 6 o'clock. Another time he came, now he come again, 5:30. 5, 4, 3. Yetzirah says, what's up with this guy? Every time I come to him, he become more tzaddik, more righteous. I forget him. He left him. Till to the point that King David says, Libi halal bekirbi. He get to the point that he becomes tzaddik because he told to the Yetzirah, look at you. You can wake up earlier to do your mission. Why? To wake me up, to tell me not to go. So I'm learning from you. You're so diligent, I'm going to be like you. I'm going to wake up next day earlier.
Wow.
The evil inclination, it's a spiritual power. It comes from the angel of death. It's the Satan himself. It's just a power. Doesn't have power like God, like other religions like to think. Guys, everybody, we can learn even from animals. We can learn from people. How we can learn from animals? What you can learn from animals? Go this, we will study Be'ez Hashem next time we meet. We can learn a few things from a horse, from a cat, from other things. On behalf of Ohev Israel Foundation, I want to thank everybody that participated with us in this interesting class. I hope it's interesting, and we want to wish you a happy holiday and happy Chag Shavuot. We're going to study Be'ez Hashem all night, and we'll meet here Be'ez Hashem right after the Chag. Shavua Tov, Shabbat Shalom.